Today we're gonna be doing a full detailed birth story.
I'm so nervous, but so excited. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Before I get into the story, I just want to talk to all of the expecting moms out there, especially the first time moms, because I know how nerve-wracking it is to be preparing to give birth. You've never done it, you don't know what to expect. And I just want to say that while our birth story did end with healthy mom, healthy baby, it was still extremely difficult, painful, challenging,
unexpected.
If you're sensitive to these types of stories, maybe come back after you have your baby.
Not to scare you or
Not to
anything.
scare you. But there were some hurdles that we had to jump through.
There was.
Starting with the day before my water broke, we had our very last appointment.
Yeah.
I was super excited for this appointment because leading up to it, I was starting to feel a lot of pressure. I genuinely felt like he was just gonna come out. So I thought for sure I would at least be like a couple centimeters dilated. Go to my appointment, they do a cervical check. Unfortunately, I'm not even a centimeter dilated. I was bummed, started to cry because I was
so
like,
sad.
I really thought we were so close to the finish line.
Which is wild. We were like so close to the due date.
I know, and I really didn't want to get induced. I was just scared of it. So when I got to that appointment and my doctor told me that she suggested an induction date because she didn't want baby to get too big, I agreed to it, but I was still like, okay, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna do everything that I possibly can to try to go into labor naturally. I was online doing some research, came across an OB that said, if you're somebody that's super active in your pregnancy, maybe try doing the opposite.
And you were active.
I
We were doing
was.
like 3 to 5 miles a day.
Every single day.
Like it was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You were crushing
Aw,
it.
Thank you. Baby.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I would consider myself to be pretty active.
3
Maybe
to 5 is active. That's active, bro. You're getting it.
I was like, okay, maybe tomorrow I will just do the complete opposite and do absolutely nothing. So that's exactly what I did. From morning to night, I sat down in my little spot on the couch and watched Desperate Housewives all day
You did.
long, and I did not move. Roger and I eat a yummy dinner. We have like macaroni, ground beef. It was delicious. We get in bed, and all of a sudden, I start feeling baby Rajie moving an insane amount. Mind you, I had an interior placenta, which meant that I didn't really feel too much of Rajie's movement. For me to be in bed and feeling literally this motion for like a straight hour, I was like, dude,
Yeah, that's wild.
this kid's gonna break my water. Before we fall asleep, I say a prayer and I'm like, please God, help my baby come naturally. I go to sleep, I wake up 1 hour later, and that's where the story really begins. I walk to the bathroom, and as I'm walking to the bathroom, I'm like, wow, I feel wet. I'm like, I must be really sweaty from the macaroni and the ground beef, you know? Thinking
meat
like
sweats.
meat sweats. I go to the bathroom, I look and I see that my mucus plug came out. I knew that you can lose your mucus plug like 2 weeks before you go into labor. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy, but whatever. I'm like not even a centimeter dilated. I probably just lost my mucus plug. Go back to bed, and as I lay down, I'm like, wait, I still feel wet. Maybe I should check my pants because I didn't do that. I go in the bathroom, I turn on the light, and I see a giant water spot on my pants, like this big. And I'm like, either I A, peed my pants and didn't realize, or B, my water broke. That's not possible. So I'm pacing back and forth in the bathroom, and I'm starting to feel more liquid come out, and I'm like, I'm in denial. This is absolutely happening right now. Immediately, I wake up Raj, and he's just like, wakes up startled.
No. Wait. How did you wake me up? I woke up to whispering, Roger. Like someone else is in the room. Roger, wake up.
I'm like, I think my water just broke. He immediately just like springs up. He's like, no way.
I kind of got shocked. I really didn't know what to do. The only thing I asked is like, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
So we walked to the bathroom and she shows me her pants and I was like, how do you know you didn't just pee yourself?
Really good question.
She's like, no, 100% my water broke. And I was like, what do we do? It's like everything the doctor taught us to do when her water breaks just kind of completely went out the door.
We blanked. Like, we completely forgot. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's just call the hospital. Roger calls. This very lovely man answers, and he's like, hey, my wife's water broke, we think.
What should we
come to
do?
the hospital? Yeah, and he's like, well, sir, if your wife's water broke, I would suggest you get to the hospital immediately. He had like this cute southern accent. We're like, okay, I guess it's time. Which, by the way, so glad that we packed our hospital bags.
Oh my gosh. do
Because
that.
when your water breaks and you're just like so nervous and frazzled,
You forget everything.
you forget literally
You black out.
everything. You do. We just like grabbed our bags and we're just like
Yeah.
out. It was so exciting, but also so terrifying.
terrified.
We get to the hospital, which, by the way, finding where to go for some reason was
it was
so
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we went there during the day. So all the doors were open. Everything was good.
Yeah, when we did the tour.
When you show up at 2:30 in the morning, everything's locked.
Yeah.
So we were like driving around the building, trying to figure it out. Where do we park? And we're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
It was wild. We finally find where we need to go.
Yeah.
We get to triage, and this is Friday morning at 2 a.m. And I told Roger before we got there, I was like, babe, if I'm not dilated, we are gonna have to come back home. So like, let's not get our hopes up. Let's not get too excited. This could be a very long road, which it was either way. She's like, okay, let's do a quick check and see if you're dilated. We're like holding our breath this whole time because we just want to be able to stay in the hospital. She does her check. I'm literally 1 centimeter dilated. Great news. We get to stay in the hospital. And from there, we're just like super excited for the next probably like 6 hours. So now it's about noon, and that's when they give me Pitocin, I think it is. It's this little oral pill that you put in your mouth, and it's supposed to like progress and help your body dilate. I take it, and I definitely start to feel some pressure, some pain. All I know is I'm about 2 centimeters dilated at this point, and I'm in like a lot of pain. I'm just assuming that that's just going into labor and what it feels like. I get to 3 centimeters dilated. At this point, it's probably like 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
My OB calls in and she's like, if she wants the epidural, she can get it. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely want the epidural. I get the epidural. I don't even feel it because I'm in so much pain. And as soon as I get the epidural, I am like relieved. I feel so much better. I'm like, okay, great. This is it. Like, it's just smooth sailing from here.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fantastic.
This is gonna be fantastic.
Night goes on. Hours and hours continue to go by, and I'm just not progressing. But I do know that when you get the epidural, sometimes that slows things down. Still not really thinking too much into it. I'm just thinking the epidural kind of slowed things down. Now we're at about 10 p.m. Friday night. Things are starting to progress a little bit. My nurses are like, okay, you're still only 3 centimeters dilated. Let's try to put you in a bunch of different positions to help your body.
Dads, listen to me, dads. You need to be prepped. I did not know what was coming. And then when we got to this point, I was like, this is wild.
I mean, I didn't even know that they do this. So they had me, on like all fours, like...
Oh, yeah.
I was doing yoga. Acrobat.
She was a gymnast on that table.
For hours.
For hours.
And hours and hours.
And then they would leave, and then she would get like lay down, and then they'll come back, boom, 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 again.
Yeah, it was like nonstop. Since my water broke before I was dilated, they did not feel like it was safe for baby Rajie to be in there for the amount of time that he was in there without fluid. So they had to put this contraption inside of me that was constantly pumping me with water.
Your stomach got hard as a rock.
It was wild. Like, it made my stomach even bigger, and it was just like painful. Every single time that they would have me in positions, there would just be like water everywhere. It was time.
It was eventful.
It was a time to be had.
And this is at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're sleep deprived. We didn't sleep the night before.
Didn't get food at all for me anyway. Yeah, you didn't either.
I didn't eat. I was too stressed out.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat.
Poor Raj. I was like, babe, please eat. Like, it's hurting me to watch you not eat. And he's like, I'm fine. Trust me, I can't eat right now. I'm like,
I just couldn't.
The night keeps going, and I feel like the stress is starting to get a little bit more apparent with every hour that's passing, and I'm just like not progressing. At this point, they are noticing that when I'm in certain positions, the baby's heart rate drops. This whole time, my pain level is continuing to increase, even though I have the epidural. And I'm like, okay, this is strange. I did not know that the epidural works with gravity. If you're laying on your right side of your body, your whole right side of your body will be numb and your left will not be. I am noticing this like excruciating pain on my left-hand side that has always been there since I started to go into labor, but it was just intensifying, and I could feel it getting worse and worse even with the epidural. The problem was that every single time that I laid on my left, baby's heart rate would drop. And so I immediately had to lay on my right. My left side was where I really, really needed that pain relief. And so they started to kind of feel around, and they figured out why I was not progressing and why I was in so much pain. It turns out that Rajie was sunny side up and that he was all the way to the left. His skull was rubbing against my hip bone, and it was just bone to bone pain. I could not only feel every contraction, but I could could also feel this pain that was persistent and never went away. The thing about contractions is they like come and they go. But this pain was always there, and then when I had a contraction, it was just worse. It was so painful.
I felt so bad.
I had to get the epidural again. It still didn't help. There was my entire right side of my body was numb, and I could feel everything on my left. It did absolutely nothing for me. It was really, really painful, and I'm just so thankful that I had you and my mom there because I needed all the support that I could get. Our nurses were so amazing. They were like, the labor that you're experiencing right now is the most painful labor to experience, so you're not crazy. This is really tough, girl. And I was like, I there were moments where I was like, I cannot do this. I'm going to pass out. Like, this is really,
it was hard to watch.
Really painful.
Oh yeah, it was stressful to watch. As a husband, there's only so much you can do, and you're just like watching your wife in pain. Oh, I just felt terrible.
Yeah, it was really, really hard. Hours and hours of this.
Hours and hours and hours and hours of this. I think it was like a day of this.
Yeah, we're in Saturday morning now. I'm finally like breaking down. I'm starting to cry. I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. Can we please call my doctor and see what our options are, because this is just like insane. My amazing nurses come back in the room and they're like, okay, we need you to know that you are at an 8, which is so awesome. However, if you do decide to move forward, just know the likelihood of your doctor having to use the clamps and the vacuum is like pretty much 100% certain, which is fine. Like, your doctor is absolutely amazing at performing those procedures, but you should know that that is probably what is going to have to happen, or you can have a C-section. I did not even think twice. Immediately, I was like, C-section now, because I am, 1, in so much pain, I don't think I can hang, and 2, I really didn't want Rajie's entrance into the world to be this like crazy traumatic thing, and intuitively, I just felt like it would be, which really scared me. I just felt like if we went with option 1 being vaginal and having to use all of those tools, which I know are safe, I just personally felt like it wasn't the best option for us, nor was it the safest since he was so far left. We decided on the C-section. I'm getting wheeled off and Roger has to stay back for a little bit.
Okay, so Talia's cousin is a nurse, which I'm very grateful for, and she was texting Talia's mom saying, hey, make sure Roger eats food, at least a snack or something, because I haven't eaten. I taken a snack, which I'm really grateful that I did. She's getting wheeled off. My heart is literally going through the roof right now. I'm so nervous. I just want everything to be okay. And then she goes into the room and I'm changing into my outfit, and then the nurse goes, okay, I'll be back for you in a second. The room went completely silent. I sat down and I was like, Roger, pull it together right now. I was looking around and I was like, I'm about to faint. It just got very silent and I was like, oh, I'm good. I took a couple deep breaths, and as I took a couple deep breaths, the nurse goes, okay, you can come in now. As soon as I walked in and I saw that she was good, I was like, okay, I'm good.
At that point, I had already had 2 epidurals, and my anesthesiologist had suggested that I do a spinal, and I was like, I'm so scared. I feel like my body can't handle all of this medication. He was so nice. He was like, look, I can give you another epidural and we could hope for the best, but like, if you can feel the pain with an epidural, I don't want you to have to feel the pain while you're having a C-section. And I was like, I agreed to the spinal, and it was the best decision. It was like immediate relief, which I had not felt in over 24 hours. I finally was pain-free.
More than that, it was 36 hours.
Total, yeah.
Yeah, it was 36 hours total.
It was crazy. As they're wheeling me into, I remember hearing Benson Boone's, I don't remember what the song is called, but it goes, for a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better. And I was like, that's like God's song to me right now, saying like everything is gonna be okay. And I just felt so much relief. And then from that point on, it was just the moments leading to meeting Rajie, which were so exciting. I was so thankful for the energy in the room. I remember all of the doctors, everyone being so kind, so excited for us, so happy. I just remember her being like, we're getting really close to this baby, guys. And I just was like, I can't believe it. It makes me emotional thinking about like the 9 months leading up to it, and just like everything that we did in those 9 months of like moving close to home to make sure that like he had family to love on him. My mom being able to be with us that whole time.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, it was just the most beautiful time leading up to his birth. And then once he finally came out, it was just like, wow, this was the most amazing 9 months of my life. His cry, oh my gosh, he sounded like he was underwater. Poor baby had fluid in his, I don't know where the fluid was, but I guess when you have a C-section,
there's a little more fluid in the lungs.
There's more fluid in the baby, yeah. So he sounded like he was like underwater. I was like, is he okay? She's like, he's fine. This is normal. It was the most magical moment of our life.
Oh, amazing. And guys, he came out big.
He was big, boy.
7 pounds, 10 ounces.
Which isn't the biggest baby, but
Yeah.
I'm only 5 feet, and he was only projected to be like 6 pounds. When my OB saw him, she was like, oh my goodness, he's big. And not only that, he had broad shoulders. He still
Yeah.
does, which Roger does. So
Yeah.
like you and your dad, so it just makes sense that like he has broad shoulders. So
He came out and I was like, whoa.
I
Yeah.
knew it. They were like, we do a vaginal birth. We can get him out this way. I'm like, this baby's not moving. He's not coming out. I could feel it. I knew he wasn't going to move. And then when I saw him, I was like, he couldn't if he wanted to. He was big boy in there. He came out just the most beautiful, adorable baby in the whole wide world. Perfect. Once we got back into the hospital room, everything took a turn for the absolute best.
The best.
Our whole hospital stay was so beautiful, starting from Rajie latching immediately, my milk coming immediately. That part just happened so naturally for the both of us, which was so beautiful to experience for the first time. And then shortly after that, Roger's dad came, my dad came, my sisters. It was just so exciting for them to finally get to meet their grandson, their nephew. Like, it was just so perfect.
It was so good. And then night one.
Night one.
Your boy Raj went into boot camp.
Daddy boot camp.
Daddy boot camp. I think I changed at least 14 diapers that night. And I was super grateful because all the nurses, they came in before and they're like, okay, this is how you do it. This is what you're looking out for. This is what it's going to look like. But it was just like the whole night. I was like, okay, here we go again, bud. Here we go again, bud. Here we go again, bud. But it was like the coolest. I remember just looking at you and I'm like, this is amazing.
It was seriously amazing. And you would never think that like staying in a hospital, changing diapers, and the word amazing would be in the same sentence.
It was like a little vacation.
It felt like a vacation. We kept looking at each other like, this just feels like euphoric.
I think it just came because like your experience was just so intense that like everything after that was just like, oh.
Yes. And I do just want to take a moment to say that although, again, it was hard, I'm so thankful that I never felt like scared the sense that
the nurses were amazing.
Yeah, like I always felt like I was so safe.
They were in there like every 5 minutes.
Yes.
10 minutes checking on her for 36 plus hours.
I never want to make my story seem like it was like traumatic or anything like that because it genuinely wasn't. It was just really painful and a challenge, like the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm sure every woman would agree that going through labor and delivery is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Like it's insane, but it's amazing.
There was one moment, because we want multiple kids. There was one moment we looked at each other and we're like, one and done. Like at the same time.
And now we're like, so when we're
run it back.
So the rest of our hospital experience was amazing. And then it was time to go home. We get home and all I remember is I feel like I had like this brave face on the whole time. As soon as we entered the doors of our home, I was like, I feel like I can just finally breathe. Like I felt like I was holding my breath the entire time. And once we walked through our front door, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I am safe. Our baby's safe.
We're
home. Everyone's healthy.
Get you showered up.
I can shower.
We can get you some food.
This is the best day of my life. First shower post C-section is terrifying. Even though you have like massive amounts of glue and things on there, I still was like so scared for it to get wet. I just took the most awkward shower. Roger had to help me. I was just absolutely terrified. It's all just like, whoa for me. I shower, put on my comfy pajamas. Roger orders us pizza.
Oh, it was the best.
It was so nice. We literally sat in bed and I just remember us looking at each other and being like, what just happened?
Yeah, because you kind of you kind of just blacked out a little bit. Your emotion, your adrenaline is just so high and just like days are going by. I remember looking at the clock and it'd be 12 and then it's 6 and then it's 6 and then it's 10 the next day and I'm like, what is going on?
It also didn't help that our room had 0 windows.
Yeah, so we didn't know what was going on.
So it just felt like we were in this black hole.
Yeah, so when we got home, we were like, pizza, baby was laying next to us. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
So good.
It was seriously the best feeling in the world. I'll never, ever forget it. I just remember us like waking up in the middle of the night for our night feeds and just like looking at each other like, I can't believe this is our life. This is so awesome.
I know.
C-section recovery is no joke. You're pretty much bedridden. Can't lift anything over 10 pounds. You can pretty much only carry your baby. So the way that Roger and I did everything.
We had a good
system.
We had a good system.
We did.
We were locked in.
So it'd be like baby would wake up every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Immediately Raj would jump up.
I would grab little man. I would change his diaper. And then as soon as he was changed, I would drop him off at mom.
Yeah.
And then when he was done with mom.
Breastfeed.
Yeah. And I would take him and then put him back down.
Yep.
And we would just do that every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours. That was the rotation.
That was the rotation.
We completely unplugged for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it was great.
We
No
just
social media,
nothing. Nothing. Like, didn't touch our phones except to take photos and videos of Rajie.
Yeah.
But our family and friends were over, gave us so much food and quality time. It was literally the most incredible 2 weeks of our life. Like, we were just on adrenaline those whole 2 weeks. Overall, I would say that my birth experience was challenging, unexpected, but the best, most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And the best day of our lives.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Like, just the best.
Yo, we hit the goal.
We hit the goal.
We hit the goal.
Healthy mom.
Healthy mom.
Healthy baby.
Mm-hmm. And now we got our little family.
Oh my gosh, there's 3 of us.
There's 3 of us. So we hope you guys enjoyed the birth story.
It was fun to relive it with you guys. Thank you guys so much for your patience and for supporting us. This is such a special story for us. Mm-hmm. And I just hope that you guys enjoyed listening. And I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to be a part of our lives.
We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.